Hey, what's up? I wonder what's coming up next. It's Weeknight Update with Ellie Muller. Then the morning show starting Rebel Wilson and Extreme, I love that word, with Edward Scott. That's all still to come at Nick at Night. Got a blast!
From the glorious YouTube Dojo, your one-stop shop for all of your springtime needs. It's Weeknight Update with Ellie Muller. And now, a man who always says, "Know that spring has arrived," when on the first show of spring, he shows up with an almost clean shaven face. Wait, is that true? Mr. Ellie Muller. Ha! Welcome to Weeknight Update. I'm Ellie Muller. What's over, Grasshoppers? Tom Allen, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, boss. Thank you. Thanks, Tom. Tom, quick question. What is that? Guy with the clean shaven face? You know, is that what you're calling me now? Yeah, because you just shaved, right? Yes, I have shaved. You know, thank you so much for mentioning that, Tom. No problem. All right, cool. Now, before we get into the rest of this program, and believe me, we got quite a spectacular for you folks this evening, or this morning, depending on when you are watching it and where you are watching it. I just want to say this, all right? You know, but we have the comment of the week. Now, as I said, in weeks prior, in the previous weeks, the person who wins, the comment of the week, in other words, the person who gets pinned, becomes eligible to become Grasshopper of the Year. Grasshopper of the Year is acknowledged by the color be cool and the camera lady. But here's the bonus point, all right? And I just worked it out with the camera lady and the color be cool. Well, actually the camera lady, of course. But the Grasshopper of the Year gets to be a part of the Color Be Crew's channel. Starting at the beginning of 2024. All right, so there's a lot to look forward to, all right? That being said, here is this week's question, all right? Now, as you know, this upcoming Friday will be the big anime show, all right? And anime, for those of you who don't know, is the Japanese animation geared towards adults and kids. Although, most of the anime shows are geared towards adults. So, that in mind, I must ask, what do you think is what is your favorite anime show, or what are your favorite anime shows and or movies, and why? All right, it's a two-part, all right? Now, leave your responses underneath that community tab post, and if your comment gets pinned, you'll be eligible to become Grasshopper of the Year. Grasshopper of the Year, excuse me. Now, on with our Shoutout Spotlight winners, Dominic Mattis Piano. First off, gotta love his theme song for this program. The theme song he has composed for this program. Because, it's a mixture of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and a late night talk show theme hosted by Craig Kilborn with a little bit of Nick at Night. Doesn't it give you that whole Mary Tyler Moore thing? The old Mary Tyler Moore show vibe? That theme song? Interesting. Also, the aforementioned Camera Lady and the Color Being Crew, of course. They got great stuff planned on their channels as well. Never 509 with his gameplays, the Rockets with this movie night, and commercial trailers, the Bobby Academy show and Bobby Academy with something that's almost like this show, but not really. And you may, come on, please. And Marvin the Maniac, Dark Blood Studios, Cassie Dragon, and Sophie Dragon, with all things related to Dragon Tales. And I'm sorry for doing this earlier, but if I hadn't done that, then you will be disturbed, and I don't want that. And if that happens, on this program tonight, then most of you are going to turn off and never watch this program again. So, here we go. Hey, what's up? up with spring, the season that will always be great. Well, it's actually warm. Now, this spring's forecast will be wild. Some places are going to be rainy and soggy, like Seattle. Or like, Nick at Night after my breakup with Susan Kane, or vice versa, whatever. All right? Now listen up. Spring began today. Yeah, spring began today in most of the world, and that means a lot of sunlight each day and many more warm days. Great. Let's start a garden for everyone. No grouches though. Hey, Oscar. Come on, man. All right. We all know how Oscar hates gardens. All right. Oscar the grouch, by the way. Now, he hates gardens so much that he would rather roll around in mud and eat garbage cans than plant his own garden. Hey, Oscar, do me a favor. Please, stay in your can. That's what's up for you. Now for a more refined perspective, we turn to MP and Craigers for another top 8 list. Top 8 list. There we go. Tonight's category, top 8 winners of spring. Number 8, mud. Number 7, dirt. Number 6, trees. Number 5, leaves. Number 4, roses. Number 3, gardening. Number 2, the sun. And number 1, humanity. This is a weird top 8 list. Yeah, and it's also short. Yeah. Can we make them longer? Boys, thank you. Thank you very much. Make sure that you use the following hashtags on social media. Hashtag Weeknight Update, hashtag Spread Love Around, hashtag Ellie Muller for Late Night, and hashtag Ellie Muller for Adult Swim. And if I get disrupted like that again, then, I don't think even Adult Swim would like this. But choose those hashtags anyway, please. While you're at, like this thing, subscribe, ring the bell, share. We can chat up in the comment section down below. And we also have the community tab posts. All right, we'll be right back with a classic, presentation of the world around us and a little conversation with Mr. Edward Scott. And also coming up, a time that we like to call talking. You're watching Weeknight Update. Spin around! This show is a ball of fun. Here it is, your Round the Night.
Hey, do you want to go out sometime?
Talk to the hand.
Rude. No, shoot, that never works.
At night, a TV viewer's dream.
It's custom fit to every screen.
For your viewing pleasure.
A TV viewer's dream.
If you think you can't afford that new carpeting today, you could be wrong, because Empire makes it very easy. If you've got Visa or MasterCharge or American Express, call us. We'll have your carpet installed in 3 to 4 days. If you haven't got one of these cards, maybe you can qualify for Empire's own credit terms. They're pretty good, No installment payment for 60 days. So, pick a card, any card.
588-2300 Empire.
And call us.
Mr. Edward Scott and the boys! Happy spring, boss. Happy spring to you, Edward. How are you this evening? Or this morning, wherever. I'm doing all right. Spring has sprung. Yes, it has. You know what I love about spring? What is it? I love the fact that the world is coming back to life. I love that too, Ed. And you actually make a really good point. Thank you so much for bringing that up. You know, folks, when spring comes around, everything comes back to life. You know, the birds start chirping and coming back. You know, in California, the swallows are returning to Capistrano. You know, the trees are getting their leaves back. You know, it's just beautiful. Of course, you know, springtime also means, you know, going outside with your friends on long nature walks. Now, as you may or may not know, you know, the camera lady and DLR from the culinary crew have not been feeling well lately. However, I've been told that they are feeling better. However, coming up with new ideas for the world around us, you know, it's very hard. So that's why we're still going to show encore presentations of the world around us. And the one that I've chosen for this particular program is very appropriate considering the fact that, you know, spring means, among other things, you know, more nature walks with your friends. So take a look at this and please enjoy.
It is time for another exciting episode of the World of Randomness. You know, it doesn't have to be all bad. Yeah, well, at least we have each other. Yeah. And running absolutely makes you feel good of your buns and thighs, right? Yeah, buns and thighs. And feeling, like, you know, cold or warm, it feels embracing. Yeah. And maybe being together is really fun. We can loosen our tails. Yeah. And we can fly. Yeah. Ah! Okay. We still can't do that. And we don't have to shave. I am right where were ya? 'Cause I am furry. Me too. And you get to talk all tough. This town ain't big enough for the two of us. Here, let me try. You're a punk. And we get to be best buddies forever. Hooray! Woohoo! And we let it all to you. What are you talking about? Doing nothing was your idea. Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about. You're the one with the awesome trunk. Aw, Heina. You're my best buddy ever. You're my best buddy too, Eliella. And that has been a very exciting episode of the World of Randomness. And the World of Randomness is an association with Casting Shoes and Nick at Night. And when your late night TV breaks, they'll fix it for you.
Well done. Yes, that's what I call a springtime friendship right there. You know, people always ask me, hey, Mr. Mueller, how come, how come there are so many mysteries and facts about spring? Well, I'm not really sure about mysteries, but, with everything, there are always a few facts or things to learn about spring. That being said, I believe that it's time for a time that we call talking time. Here we go.
All right, partners, do you know what time it is? That's right, it's talking time where he talks about what he's gonna talk about. So let's talk about it. Yeah!
Okay, we start off with a spring forecast. That's right. Now, keep in mind that even though in most of the places, around the world we are approaching spring, other places are about to experience autumn and things like that. So, keep that in mind. All right. So, with that being said, let's focus on, the spring forecast, in some of the places around the world. For example, the United States. This spring we are expecting a very wet season. In some places, there'll be a lot of rain showers and things like that. In other places, you'll see rising temperatures. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Damn! I understand the rain part, but
That motherfucker threw himself.
I understand the rising temperatures part, but rain? Wait a minute. I forgot. Rain is important for spring because that helps the flowers and plants grow. There you go. That makes a lot of sense. Here's something that doesn't make a lot of sense. That does not make a lot of sense. Listen to this, okay? According to this website, farmersalmanac.com, this is true. The Great Lakes are expecting snow in early April. Now, you would think, snow in spring? That's weird. Isn't that kind of rare, for spring? And in a lot of cases, yes, it is very rare. In fact, if it snows in spring, then that would mean that we are experiencing global warming. Then again, sometimes, in my neighborhood, it has snowed in both April and in June. So, I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you. And of course, there might be hurricanes. Damn! But the hurricanes won't start coming until June. So, there you go. Now, as for the rest of the world, well, we'll find out later on, all right? But it's probably almost the same thing. Now, let's take a look at these fun facts about spring, all right? For example, we already know that whether it's... we already know that while it's spring over here and in various places around the world, elsewhere, it is autumn. All right, so we already know that, okay? But spring usually begins on the vernal equinox. In other words, vernal means spring. That's something for you to know, in Latin. While equinox is Latin word for equal days. So in other words, on the first day of spring, which is of course March 20th, the hours of daylight, and moonlight are exactly the same. Well, almost the same. The daylight hours get a little bit longer. Hence, daylight savings time. Or daylight saving time. Or whatever you call it, okay? And we also talked about, of course, spring days being longer. Reason being, of course, the Earth's axis is tilted toward the sun, which will cause us to have more daylight. Well, at least in places where we'll have more daylight or sunlight, excuse me, in the spring and summer. All right, you know what I mean. Which is why, we're going to get warmer weather again in places where it is springtime, such as the United States, UK, blah blah blah. Okay, and one other thing to note is, flowers get to bloom a lot faster in the springtime, and also, listen to this, in springtime, babies are going to be conceived and babies are going to be born. All right, because I'll tell you something, spring is a romantic time. All right, so that's food for thought. And one final note, one extra note. I know this. I said one final note a couple times before, but this is the final note about spring. All right, springtime for a lot of people also means spring cleaning, baby. So there you go. We've learned quite a bit about spring tonight. Tomorrow night on this little program, as we often like to call it, we're going to talk about rain. Wednesday, we're going to talk about Eric Andre. Makes sense considering my Adult Swim campaign. Thursday, Jennifer Tilly. And then Friday, anime shows. We're going to have a lot of interesting things on Friday. Such as the Random Circle with Knuckles and Silver, Mild Shocker and Blingy, of course, will be involved with that. The Color Be Cool and the Cam Lady will be involved in a classic episode of World Randomness, all this week. Classic episodes, encore performances, if you will. We'll find the new winner for the comment of the week. And we'll also get Adam's views on Friday about what he thinks about anime. That's right. So please do not miss it. It should be interesting. And if I have to give a review of this episode, Weeknight Update, I would call it bizarre. That's the news. I'm out skis. Farewell, bye, farewell. See you tomorrow.
At night, a TV viewer's dream.
It's custom fit to every screen.
For your viewing pleasure.
A TV viewer's dream.